Hey, what's going on? It's Cronus, and I'm back here with
Bunnyman!
And I was kind of surprised because we met up. I didn't know he was going to be here. Y'all know I was trying to get him on the podcast a couple days ago, and he was like, "Oh, I'm at Comic-Con." I was like, "Oh, I live like right near Comic-Con, and I got press passes, so let's do this." He said, "Let's meet up at some random booth," and apparently, what do you do now?
I am now the CEO of an anime media and technology company called Uniforce. You can see poster. Yeah. And so that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and
we're making comic books.
And they look pretty cool. So I actually I got one yesterday, but I didn't get a bag and a board. So I brought more bags and boards just so I can get more free comics. So I want to read them. I was like, I don't want messed up ones.
It's a preview.
Yeah.
Which, you know, for any podcast listener, it's so funny because we talk about comics so much, and I had no idea that I would be running a comic book company, and now here we are.
Yeah, because we both have comic book problems. Like, we have way too many, probably.
Way too many.
And
we got issues.
Yeah. I know he's been trying to make a comic for a long time.
Yeah.
With the guy's last name is
Ron Vandal.
There we go.
Which is still going to come out, by the way. Chasing Dragons.
Yes, and it looks pretty cool. I got the preview stuff, and now he's like blowing up.
Yeah.
So he's doing some artwork in this comic too, right?
Yeah. He's doing Oni Hunter X, which is actually written by Paul Jenkins, who's a legend. He wrote Wolverine Origins. He wrote Inhumans. He won an Eisner for that. He wrote Sentry. He created Sentry with Marvel.
Nice.
Heavy hitter, and he's doing our super cool kind of like Demon Hunter character.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. He showed me more pages today. It was fucking so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my, what?
And yesterday, actually, last night, you were having an after party, and you invited me, and I was like, thank you. Like, let's go, let's do this. And it was at a place I've already been to called the Wonder Museum. What did you think about that venue?
Wonder Museum is awesome. I never been there, and honestly, for an after party, it was like probably one of the best venues you could because they just had so many cool displays and using technology and like having our art and IP come to life like in their exhibits was like really, really nice.
Yeah, I think it was a perfect fit because like right when you walk in, if you walk in the normal way into the museum, it's like this digital floor that you walk over, and when you take steps, and like pixels come out. It's really dope, and it's got like the the mirrors on both sides. So it's like the infinite mirrors. And they got a bunch of other digital, like really cool artwork in there, which is probably went over really well with the NFT bros.
Yeah.
Right. So
they loved it.
Yeah, I had a great time there. Even though I had a very long day. So, and then today I was
really
coming through,
that.
like seeing all the extra like foot traffic now.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, much better.
Nice.
Much better. So apparently, I mean, you got something that people want.
I mean, people are responding to it, so I think it's one of those Pepsi taste test challenges, and so far it's passing, and we're going to keep building it and expect it to come out in stores next year.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to keep it too long. I don't want to get these comics, so...
It's all love.
Thanks, Henry. Oh, wait, favorite part of Comic-Con?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about Comic-Con?
My favorite thing about Comic-Con is, for this year, well, okay, I gotta be honest. Up till last night, it was running into you.
Okay.
But then last night, as I was going into my room, I got into an elevator with Kevin Smith.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm
Smith.
sorry.
Yeah,
I grew up watching his movies, and it was hella crazy because it was like I had gone down to get some water. I was like literally wearing PJs, and then he walked in before me, and his friend held the elevator for me, and I was like, oh shit, it's Kevin Smith. And I was like, my first instinct was be like, oh my god, Kevin Smith. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything because he's probably like in the night. That's all he's heard all day.
Yeah.
So I said nothing, but then we're in the elevator together, and he was like, oh, how's your night going? And I was like, it's good. How's your night going? He was like, it's good. And then when he left, I just said, as he was walking by me, I was like, thanks for everything that you do. And he was like, oh, thank you very much. And it was like very, very authentic. And I was like, that's my highlight of my Comic-Con now. He's like King Geek.
Yeah.
And I grew up watching his stuff. And the funny part about that moment is that a while back, my friend bought me a ticket to one of his screenings, and I was waiting in line just to tell him thank you for all the stuff that he did, and I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
And now I got a chance to thank him, and so the circuit is complete.
He probably has no idea that you're like a huge fan.
You know the funny part? He was kind of looking at me like, he's like, I can tell, he's like, does this guy know who I am?
Yeah.
I think he knew because I was also a little like, don't say anything. Yeah, exactly. But he was so casual and cool, and so that was a great highlight. But at least you're in the top 2.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Yeah.
This is like probably my top 1 being here.
Oh,
like
thank
seeing
you.
like all this like blow up.
It's a great, it's a great moment. The reason why I said that was my favorite moment running into you is that when we were doing the podcast and talking about comics and bonding over comics, it's like, again, I had no idea. And then you saw me start to kind of get into it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And now it's like actually happening. And like anybody who listens to the podcast is like, they'll be able to literally walk into a comic book store and pick up an Oni Force comic like next to a X-Men or Spider-Man. So maybe someday we'll be on the podcast talking about it.
Yeah, I hope we will. I mean, we're gonna do it
have to
anyway. So
yes.
Let me tell you my favorite memory of you. When we're doing the podcast. I'll tell this to everybody. We were doing Black and Yellow,
Yes.
and he doodles all the time when we're talking.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about some pretty serious stuff, sort of, I guess. We were just bullshitting. And then I looked at what he was drawing.
Bunch of dicks.
Yeah, it was just a dick. Like it was a dick with like legs and arms. I was just saying it was all hairy and shit.
Did I really do that?
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. I took a picture of it.
That's hilarious. I'm like the Jonah Hill from fucking Superbad.
Yeah. It was the best. That's Henry in a nutshell.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
All right, man. Well, hey, it was good to see you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
All right. Peace.
This fighting style concentrates on the bones, sinews, muscles, and the more fragile joints. The tactic is to wait until the antagonist pauses. And that's when the eagle claw strikes.